Hey y'all, my name is Carl Coffey and I want to welcome you to today's edition of Full Disclosure, Navigating Your Career as a Person Who Stutters. And today I'm excited to share with you something that is near and dear to my heart, something I love talking about, and something that has helped me immensely in my career. And that is learning how to disclose your stutter during a job interview. Now, a lot of you may be wondering, Carl, why in the heck would I want to disclose or let someone know that I stutter in such a high stakes situation like a job interview? And I get it, because I felt that way for a really long time. But I'm gonna give you 3 reasons why disclosing your stutter during a job interview is a great advantage. And the first reason is it gives you permission to stutter. And I want to sit with that for a little bit because a lot of times for us as people who stutter, we have actively tried to stop our stuttering. And we enter in situations with that mindset. But if you think of it in this way, giving yourself permission to stutter, so you allow yourself to say what it is you want to say. And that is incredibly important during a job interview when you want to portray yourself as a person who's confident and you want to be sure of yourself and what you have to say. Second reason is it lets the interviewer know what's going on. This is incredibly important because, as a lot of us know, stuttering is often misunderstood or stigmatized, and what folks know may be inaccurate portrayals that they see in the media. And so one thing I've had to combat is during interviews, I've stuttered and I've had interviewers say, hey, relax, it's just a conversation, there's nothing to be nervous about. And I couldn't bring myself to say, I stutter and I really don't want you to hear me stutter. And so I found that when I started being open and saying, hey, I'm a person who stutters, you may hear some disfluencies or breaks in my speech. And when I put it out there, that clears the air and it clears any type of confusion as to what happens or what is happening when I stutter. And that third and final reason, it gets the interviewer to focus on what you were saying. So many times during an interview when I didn't disclose, I felt like the interviewer was just wondering, like, okay, what is he lying? Is he just overly nervous? And they were so distracted by trying to figure out what's going on that they weren't focusing on what I was saying. And so when I started to disclose and say, hey, I stutter, that allowed the interviewer to focus on what I was saying and not necessarily how I was saying it. And that made all the difference to me coming across as confident and sure of myself. Now, what I'm going to do is show you an actual clip of me during a live job interview. I was interviewing for a position, and this interview was with the hiring manager's manager, and I disclosed to him about my stutter. And I want to show you how I went about doing that, and then we'll dissect that a bit.
Before I start, I always like to let people know I'm a person who stutters, so you might hear like some pauses or repetitions. And if you need me to repeat anything, just let me know, and I'm always happy to do it. So,
okay, we're back. And a couple things. One, I definitely encourage you to record yourself if you have the opportunity. It's an interesting experience to see how you come across in real time. For example, I speak really quickly and I never fully realize that until I'm actually seeing myself. But you'll notice a couple of things from that short video clip that I just showed. One is that I am letting the interviewer know in a very direct, straightforward, and unapologetic way that I'm a person who stutters. This is important to me because it projects confidence and it projects a sense of assuredness of myself that I want to come across to the person I'm speaking with. I want them to know that regardless of how I speak, I am confident in my abilities and I am confident and sure of who I am as a person. The next thing I do is I let them know what my stuttering may look like, what it may come across as, or how it may manifest. I do this because a lot of people don't understand much about stuttering or may have never met a person who stutters. The final thing I do is I let them know, hey, if you don't understand something I'm saying, I get it, and I want you to feel comfortable enough to ask me to repeat it. So, as you can tell, I get really fired up about disclosing during the interview. One great resource that I recommend is using the NSA's We Stutter at Work program. It is a fantastic resource, and there is a team of people, the We Stutter at Work committee, who is comprised of people who stutter, who have gone through the interview process. Sometimes they've sat on both ends of the table, being the interviewee and the interviewer. And if you want help on how to craft your own disclosure statement or just being more comfortable interviewing, that is a fantastic resource that I can't recommend enough. Until next time, I encourage you to like and subscribe and connect with the NSA and all of its resources, whether it be local chapters, online and virtual events, and stay tuned for the next video in our series.